Have you ever wondered why certain cello compositions are more popular than others? Well, in today's video we are going to discover unhidden gems that deserve your attention. Let's get right into it. Believe it or not, but the following concerto over here is very underrated, especially among cello students. Because this is the kind of concerto that we have to play at exams or at tests or entrance examination at the conservatory, and you can name it. So for many people, they don't have great memories about it. But this piece is a roller coaster of virtuosity and lyricism at the same time. Here comes number 10, Saint-Saëns Cello Concerto number 1. On number 9 comes one of my most favorite cello solo sonatas composed by Paul Hindemith. However, this piece is often played at competitions and so on, but I still think it is underrated. A very interesting fact about the piece: Hindemith managed to compose 4 movements in one single evening during a composition competition in Switzerland, I believe. And a few days later, Hindemith added a 5th movement into it, so the sonata contains 5 movements. Now what comes next is probably one of my most favorite cello solo pieces ever written for cello. Many of you probably will not know this piece or even the composer, who was Italian cellist Enrico Mainardi. What is so special about this piece? That it has a lot of Spanish and Italian motifs. It invites us, to travel between different cultures and times. I even included a link in the video description below where I played this piece when I was 16 years old. Coming up next, Mainardi Estudio numero 4. Now let's travel to a cultural exploration with Mayutsumi's Bunraku. This composition, Bunraku, is inspired by traditional Japanese puppet theater, and it brings a unique flavor to the cello repertoire, blending East and West in a mesmerizing musical fusion. And for this excerpt, I will use a recording of my younger brother Pablo, because I believe that he really found the right character for this piece. That has been confirmed by many Japanese people. For the full performance by my brother Pablo, I included a link in the video description below. And on number 6 we have Nikolai Miaskovsky Cello Sonata number 2. Miaskovsky's Cello Sonata number 2 speaks volumes with its emotional depth and craftsmanship. Miaskovsky wrote his second cello sonata in 1948 as a direct response to the Communist Party of the Soviet Union's resolution on music, targeting composers like Miaskovsky himself, Prokofiev, Shostakovich and Khachaturian for formalism. And this led to a simplification of style in their music, including this sonata, which features folk-like themes and a return to traditional Russian music values. But I have recorded this cello sonata on video. It's on YouTube. You can find the link in the video description below. But first, let's hear a little excerpt of the sonata. Right, we're halfway through and we are going to enter now in the avant-garde world of George Crumb's Cello Solo Sonata. This sonata is divided in 3 movements. The first movement is the Fantasia. Then the second movement is a very cool theme with variations. And then at last we have the third movement, which is the Toccata with some jazzy elements. Okay, I have to confess that I was just sight reading because last time that I played this piece I was 17 years old. But I promise, I'm gonna practice this piece and I'm gonna make a nice video recording and then upload it on YouTube. Coming up next on number 4 is Davidov Cello Concerto number 2. If you want to take your cello playing to the next level, well, then the following concerto you absolutely have to do. When I ask people if they know the piece, trust me, 95% they don't even know that this cello concerto exists. Popper surprised audiences in 1899 with the discovery of a cello concerto in C major attributed to Joseph Haydn, and this one is considered to be Haydn Concerto number 5. You do know that Haydn wrote in totally 6 concertos, right? We just know the first 2 very well. But of course, this concerto, it's pure Popper. But here and there, you can find some Haydn elements. Again, a must-do for aspiring cellists. Right, now let's go to number 2. The following work sounds a little bit like Shostakovich, but it's actually not. Mstislav Weinberg, a Polish Soviet composer, composed his Cello Solo Sonata number 1 in 1960, dedicating it to the one and only Mstislav or Slava Rostropovich, who premiered it in Moscow. The piece reflects Weinberg's personal struggles and experiences. finally we have arrived at number 1. Some drum roll, which we don't have. For me, one of the most underrated cello concertos ever written, but probably one of the most explosive ones. Can you guess it? No, it's not Elgar, it's not Dvorak, it's not Shostakovich, neither Schumann, none of them. So here comes number 1, Édouard Lalo, Cello Concerto in D minor. Of course, there must be many more underrated cello works that I did not mention today. I hope that you enjoyed this list. My aim with this video is to give these masterworks a new life. Now that you're still here, I am sure that you will enjoy the upcoming video that's gonna pop up right over here. It's a top 20 list that I created. The top 20 cello solos of all times. I'll see you over there. And remember, keep the cello fresh and alive. Bye bye.